good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are at in the world. And welcome to this channel, Freya's Crown. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome and welcome back to my returning subscribers for channel. I am grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've given me on this YouTube journey. So when you come into this live stream, give me a fonzie, either by double tapping the screen or just simply hitting that thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know a little bit how this reading resonates with you. This is a general reading, not a personal reading, so only take the messages where they apply. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you know when I go live and when I post videos. TGIF, everybody. Thank God it's Freya's Day. Every Freya Day, which is a Friday, we do Divine Feminine messages. This week, I have a little bit of time, so I decided to do by elements, all right? So this first is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's breathe and allow this sound to penetrate you, to open your eye and your mind. Breathe in. Exhale everything that no longer serves you. Breathe in and through your nose. I release anything and everything that no longer serves me. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale slowly, releasing everything and anything that no longer serves you. All right, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's check and see what Divine Feminine wants to come through for the element of Earth. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for the element of Earth. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What Divine Feminine wants to come through and bring a message. So we have Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. So the story behind Pope Joan is the first female pope, okay? And she cross-dressed as a male to get elected to become the pope, just to be close to her lover. Then she got publicly humiliated because she ended up pregnant and having the baby in the middle of the community. So therefore, that means she was not really a man, she was a woman, all right? So Pope Joan talks about being publicly humiliated, all right? So we have in Anandamaya, the joy-permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. And Fatima, the mother of imams, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So right off the bat, our signs, I see two Divine Feminines telling you you're your own guru. You are your own religion. Your light within thyself is where you will find your Christ consciousness. All right. So let's go over the numbers for these. This one here is a number 68. Which adds up to a 14. Today is 8, 14. 8 plus 5 is a 13, plus 1, which is a 14. Okay? So, which aligns right up with the numerology. 14s, the 1 talks about self. The 4 talks about, structure. It talks about being protected. It also talks about grounding yourself. You add the 1 and a 4, you get a 5. So there is change involved in the situation. Maybe how you change your point of view, right? Seeing the change in the world of how the structure, religious structure, is within each and every one of us. All right. So Fatima is a number 60. So 6860. 6 is about balance. I'm seeing master number 11. We are mastering balance. We're mastering equality. Mastering being at peace. Peace and harmony within who? Ourselves. All right. So let's go ahead and read the first divine feminine. This beautiful divine feminine represents the essence of expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Nirmala Sundari, which means beautiful one in Bengali, was born in the late 19th century in what is now Bangladesh. Her family questioned her mental stability because from an early age she was always found in havas, an ecstatic state of bliss. At 13, she was married to a man she would later name Holinat. I don't know. Bolinath, I'm not sure. Married at 13, isn't that quite young? Did you just see that orb? Isn't it quite young to be married? Isn't it child essay? And he supported her life as a mystic and a saint. At 26, Nirmala enacted her own spiritual initiation. The ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. As a discipline, I accepted and started to recite it. In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. Kali Ma is the dark divine feminine. The dark divine feminine who what? Is not afraid of demons. She is a demon slayer. She is a dark divine feminine. Down into the underworld and beheads the demons. All right. She began to recognize as a living embodiment of the divine feminine and also as the incarnation of Kali as divine love. Her first disciple named her, I don't know the name on this card, Joy Permeated Mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Profound spiritual teachings began to attract scholars, philosophers, artists, and other contemporary mystics like Paramhansa Yogananda. She refused to be called a guru, insisting that we are ultimately oneself. She loved all living creatures exactly the same, including herself. This beautiful goddess gave the red thread to women for this reason, which was a sacred right of bestowing spiritual authority previously only given to men. Today she comes to you, earth signs, telling you there's a passage in autobiography of a yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda that relates an encounter he had with this beautiful divine feminine. He asked her why she is always so filled with joy and can states of bliss instantly. She explains to him that she's aware of her true self. She knows that before she came to earth, she was the same as a little girl, and later when she grew into a woman. Still, she was the same. Now, sitting in front of Yogananda, she remains the same. And even after death, she says, through the dance of creation changes all around me, I I shall be the same. This is self-realization, merging the aspect within us that never changes. It's becoming conscious of the self that is external while within this brief mortal existence. She believed that the only true calling or purpose any of us have is to become realized. And so she believed that any action we take toward that goal is sacred. There's a deep calm, abiding joy that arrives when we can emerge with the aspect of us that never changes. There is a bliss we get to experience every time we detach from the surface storms that cause chaos in our lives. If we can remember that we are the guru, that we are an aspect of the divine that remains the same no matter how much change surrounds us, then we get to arrive at a joy that lives at the core of our being. So again, today is a 5 energy which talks about changes that bring us into that state of bliss, that state of balance, that state of harmony, where we can be our true, authentic self. All right. So I am my own guru, and I know the self that never changes. So let's go back to page 60 with Fatima. Now I'm not going to read Fatima because I've read who she is many times. So if I don't get the card, then I'll read who she is. So Fatima tells you, Earth signs, we can get up in the ego's idea of who we need to be to become or what we need to achieve. Fatima is a grace that sweeps through our seemingly complex lives and reminds us of what's core, what's solid earth to soul, what's solid earth to the soul. Family. Family means a few beloved friends. What matters most is the love and gratitude we bring to those who are there for us, and the love and gratitude we feel when we show up for us. Nurturing, protecting, and taking care of the ones we love is a sacred occupation. My great-grandmother, Big Margie, advised me if I ever had children, I needed to make sure I got paid for it. I had no clue what she was talking about. The idea was so foreign. Big Margie believed that women should have a wage for the time they spent raising children so that their work would at least be valued. The role of a housewife or stay-at-home mom is sacred if it's consciously chosen. It is a profound contribution to raise and reconstitute the world. There is a legacy of love that can be inherited by the whole family from such undivided attention and presence. Fatima restores the significance and importance to the spiritual path of motherhood. Fatima is also called to step back, take a breath, and take inventory of how much you can be grateful for right now in this moment. She releases you from unreal expectations of yourself, whether you have mothered a child, a friend, or yourself. Fatima helps you see again the vital role of a nurturer provides. She offers a perspective that says love is the family we all belong to, and gratitude is the state of wealth we live in. Love is my lineage, and gratitude is religion. So ask yourself, Earth signs, what are you the most grateful for right now in this very present moment? I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. I found me a new friend. We clicked, we bonded, and I am very grateful for her. Somebody I can trust. Somebody who's very open-minded. Okay? Are we blood? No. But I know her for a short time, and I feel like I've known her for lifetimes. All right? So there you go. So you can leave in the comments what you're grateful for. Tell me that. All right, Anna, Damai, Ma, and Fatima, give us a little bit of wisdom for the element of earth. Yeah, I'm telling you, Harbor, a new life. See how she's stretching it out? So, a time for a nap. So, to me, see how you got this fox? A fox energy to me is somebody who's likes to take a closer look at situations. Somebody who's very sly. Somebody who's very cunning. So if you had some sly kind of energy around you who could be trying to mask themselves as somebody that they're not, just to try to humiliate you or something along them lines, Spirit is putting them to sleep. This also could be talking about the sleepers, the ones who are not awake yet, the ones who are not awake to the fact that, you know, love is the true religion. Love is what's in our hearts. That's where the true religion lies. You know, knowing that the higher self never changes. They're always with us. As a matter of fact, connecting to your higher self is connecting to your soul. Okay? Look, higher power. 6 and a 4. 2, 4, 4. We had 6, 8, which was a 14, is a 5, plus 6 is an 11. Master number 11 with that 0 energy, which talks about trusting your divine journey, taking that leap of faith, trusting that you're protected. 24 and a 4 adds up to a 10. 44 adds up to an 8. Being connected, being trusting that you're divinely protected, trusting your divine protection, trusting what you see. See, she's got a keyhole in her third eye, which talks about seeing something from a higher perspective, having that higher power, activating your sixth sense, seeing things differently. All right. So time for a nap in the upright position. So maybe for some of you, you're here for the Great Awakening. So the wisdom that these two divine feminines want to give the earth signs is rest, rejuvenation, renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. For some of you, you may have premonition dreams. You may have the gift of prophecy. You may see things in your dream state. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free from the shackles of your goals, your lists, and your desires. Wasn't this kind of like the message yesterday? I'm not sure if it was for the element of earth. It talked about setting that to-do list to the side. And that's really very coincidental because today I had a big to-do list and it got canceled. And I was like, all right, Spirit, you must be protecting me from something. And that's how I looked at it. All right. So, as oh my goodness, tongue twister here. Nothing as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The ever busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let your dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So step back and observe something. When it comes to matters of the heart, and we just had that solar eclipse energy, right? Love is my lineage. Matters of the heart. Remember, sleepers. So I could be speaking to the people who are religious sleepers. They're the sleepers. Okay? When it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force any now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place by itself. Patience is the key. See the keyhole. Patience is the key. To your heart's desire right now. So there could be something, because Fatima is also a prophetess. If you know anything about the Fatima story, showed up as a version of Mother Mary to these children and gave them some prophecies, some worldly prophecies. So Fatima was a big deal, and I think it happened over. It didn't happen in the USA. I'll just tell you that it happened in another country somewhere. Um, so something is prophesied to happen that is key here. Key. And it may be key to getting to know thyself better. And it may have something to do with religion. I'm just saying it. I'm passionate. I'm just saying it. So withdraw from action in your relation. Give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself to step back. Plans that are meant to be put on ice, your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachments to any outcome. Meditate and take a holiday if you can, because things are about to speed up for you, Earth signs. And it's coming. Right now, I think the moon is in Virgo, which would make sense. So Virgo talks about over analyzing things. So don't over analyze something that maybe got halted. Don't over analyze it. Don't overthink it. Think of it like I did this morning when my plans got altered. All right, Spirit, you're protecting me from something. There is something that I need or need not to do today. I decided to come on here and join you guys. All right. So, and be grateful for whatever the experiences is. Be in the flow. Don't try to block that flow. Be in the flow of what is either halted, paused, or is being removed for a reason. So higher power, because there's a higher power stepping in, such as divine intervention. And I think I got that yesterday in one of the readings too, about divine intervention taking place. I don't remember which sign it was in. So conscious contact with a higher power, right? Your guru, your higher self. The presence of divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You are more than a person, right? You are a divine being. You are a guru. You know, and Leo does rule the inner child. Connecting with that inner child. Connecting with the heart space. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express it. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it with prayer and meditation. So ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there's a plan in your life for more wonders than you could ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. What did I say about divine intervention? A new life is coming. So divine intervention happened, like I said, for me at least, on a personal level, because I had two things that I was going to do this morning. I got up really early to prepare. One thing got canceled. And I was like, okay, that's divine intervention. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little bit more information. So, Anna Damayi Ma, give me a little bit more information. Yeah, see? Taurus in reverse. So Chiron is currently in reverse. So the Hierophant rules, don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Be in that flow right off the bat. See the third eye. The second thing it talks about, see how the eye here, where I said about the fox sleeping? This fox always like being sly, eyeballing. So if you had the evil eye casted on you, for some of you, I feel like it's now asleep. It's closed. For others of you, this is that 14 energy for today, that 5 energy, gratitude, religion. So that talks about the Hierophant rules the second house. Neck, throat rules the voice. Loyal, determined, stubborn, possessive, greedy, physical, financial security. It is also ruled by Venus. So something about Venus is very significant. Finances, possessions, values, daily routines, and your environment. Something about maybe daily, do something on a daily routine. Remember, 5 and 24 adds up to an 11. 1144, you could be seeing 1144. You could be seeing master number 11. 411, there could be a message that's trying to come through down through your crown chakra. I also feel too with this in reverse, this could talk about the doing things the untraditional way. Because this is all about religion right here. All about religion. Doing things the untraditional way, such as going into meditation, checking in with your heart space, not going, not following the rules of structured religion, breaking out of that. Again, doing things in your way, right? Because there really is no specific way in your belief system. There is no way in your belief system. What you believe, you believe. It's about what's in your heart, right? Check in with your heart space. When you have a good heart, it doesn't matter what your religious name is. It doesn't matter. You can title it whatever you want. But because it's all about your heart space. So the weighing of the hearts is on humanity, is in humanity right now. And those that are asleep through the process are about to be woken. Are about to be woken. The mass awakening, the big revelation, the veil being lifted, the crumbling of the religious structure that is fear mongering. Like the other day, I seen a video about the 3 days of darkness. Cover your windows, lock your doors. I'm like, what? Are you that dumb to believe that if you lock your door that a spirit's not going to come through? It's not about your doors and windows. It's about the cracks and crevices that allow the darkness in, such as addictions, your way of thinking, the people that you associate with. What is in your heart space? If you have evil and envy in your heart, that's a foothold. You could be the most religious person in the world, but when you have envy and wrath in your heart, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have a foothold for the dark ones. The weighing of the hearts of humanity is happening. It's happening now. Leo, solar eclipse in Leo. Leo is about the heart space. It's all about the heart space. Virgo is about our analytical thoughts. work, health routines, fitness, organization, acts of kindness, service, the enemy, division. Oh, well, you don't believe in the same thing I believe, so I'm going to judge you, and I'm going to, because I'm angry because we don't see things the same way. That's not how it should be. Yes, the days of darkness are here, but it's not how the religious sector is portraying it. It's about what's in our heart. It's about changing the vibration of our heart. Forgiveness, love, giving and receiving. How can I be of service to you today? What message can I deliver to you today to wake you up? Even if it's just one little eyeball, right? One little eyeball. I just told you. It's not about the windows and the doors in your house. Our body is our house. Home is where the heart is. Home, this right here, this hunk of skin, the physical body. Home is where the heart is. That's what you need to protect. That is where it matters. This window and door crap in your door. I'm like, what? I was howling. I'm like, you guys are so stupid. Fear mongering. That's what they were doing. I wanted to address that. And then I had spoken about it, and I felt like I got verbally attacked because I didn't see things. Like, and that's okay. You don't have to see things my way, but you don't have to attack me for it either, right? So I don't know where I went with that rant, but there it is. So master number 11, 411. Trust the messages that are coming down through your higher self. Trust your heart. Trust your heart's desire. Make sure that your desires are pure. Not your desire to jump on a hate train, or not your desire to cause division, or not your desire to judge somebody because you're envious. Oh, their hair is longer than mine. Look, she's 80 years old and she doesn't have a gray hair on her head, or, jealous, envy. Those are all the 7 deadly sins. Pride. I'm prideful. There's a difference between patting yourself on the back for the things that you've been through and overcame them. And there's such a thing as being prideful, as feeling that you're untouchable. What just popped into my head was a show of Charmed. I'm a Charmed nut. Them 3 girls cracked me up. And there's a show in it where they talk about the 7 deadly sins, and the 3 girls get the energy balls, they get tainted with the 7 deadly sins. Of course, Phoebe gets lust because she's the promiscuous one. Piper gets the gluttony because she overdo, she overbuys, she's the mother of the family, middle child syndrome. She takes care of everything. And then Prue gets pride, where she thinks she's invincible. That's that God complex. That's the image that popped in my third eye, so I'm just telling you about it. All right. So Fatima, the King of Cups. The King of Cups talks about, Fatima says, love is my religion. Somebody's heartless. So the King of Cups in reverse talks about somebody who doesn't have a heart. Somebody who lacks empathy. Somebody who does not care about anybody else's feelings. This is somebody who lacks empathy, lacks compassion, right? Somebody who has like that know it all energy. hmm So the King of Cups in reverse talks about don't trust it, right? Somebody who doesn't trust their heart, somebody who does not trust love, somebody who is anti-love. This is somebody who holds envy, and this is a crown chakra. This is somebody who, you know, um, this is somebody who thinks they know everything. Somebody who lacks empathy, lacks emotions, lacks love, somebody who doesn't even understand what love means, right? So this is somebody who is like a hater, right? This is like somebody who's always in their male energy. When I say that, I mean, think about the generations, like our grandfathers, our great grandfathers, and how they grew up. Thinking, oh, well, an emotion is a sign of weakness. So if I show any sort of emotion to you, that makes me a weak individual. Think about that. Somebody who, oh, I can't cry. If I cry, I'm weak, right? If I show any sort of emotion, that makes me vulnerable. That makes me weak. This is somebody who, somebody who could be like the Antichrist, because this is the seventh chakra. This is the Antichrist. Somebody who lacks consciousness. Somebody who lacks emotional consciousness. All right, time for a nap. Strength card. What did I say about well, the sun is still in Leo. 8 and a 5, 13. That was yesterday. So the strength card in reverse talk out, especially with that fox there, time to take a nap. So this is somebody who, is out of control. Somebody who's has wrath, right? Because this talks about anger. Somebody has wrath in their heart. This is somebody who is a control freak. Somebody who's very beastie, right? This could be, yes, the people who are asleep to the beast who is a control mechanism of the world. I can tell you what I think. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to say it anyways because my channel's not monetized. This is all about the Pope. All about it. He is a Leo. That's his name, Pope Leo. This talks about the high priestess, the Hierophant, the Pope, the structure. It's coming. It's breaking. What I see, and this reading just took a whole freaking turn. A whole turn. Which usually one of my readings do. 8/24 could be time frame, which would be 2 weeks after the eclipse, because we're in that eclipse season. The eclipse was on the 12th. In 2 weeks would be the 24th. That could be when this is going to be revealed. The beast mechanism. Beast that is controlling religion. I did a video, All Snakes Die at Sundown. I'm telling you, this is all about the Antichrist. Also, how many of you have ever seen The Wizard of Oz? Leo the lion, the coward. He was a coward. the scarecrow, he wishes he only had a brain, and that the Tin Man was heartless. So somebody is a coward here. This person is heartless. This is somebody who, again, is very over controlling, lacks empathy with the sacral chakra, lacks empathy, has lust, 7 deadly sins. Clarify the higher power. Man, did this freaking take a turn. Oh, and then I just looked over. What did I say? Look. Wouldn't that be something to find out that he is a cross-dresser? Wouldn't that be something? Find out that that Pope is a cross-dresser. Because that's what Pope Joan talks about. She's a cross-dresser. She cross-dresses as a man to get elected as a pope. And then gets humiliated when she has a baby. The kids, baby. Kids. I don't really think it's as much element of earth, star signs. I feel like this is a reading for the macrocosm, the higher whatever. Look how there's a face right there on this person's solar plexus. Somebody could have an attachment here. Of course he has an attachment. Mark of the beast. All right, higher power. Ten of coins. Yep. The Ten of Coins talks about money, greed. The Ten of Coins talking about the higher power, 14. 14, that's today. Five of Wands in reverse. So the Five of Wands in reverse talks about letting go of that inner struggle, learning to trust your higher self. The King of Swords talks about the higher self, that all the messages that come down through your higher self, things that you know, right? And understanding, that something is about to be laid to rest. People are about to hit rock bottom. That was about to hit rock bottom, right? 5 and an 8 is a 13. 23. The 23rd to 24th could be significant. This also talks about family, finding your soul family, coming together, learning to treasure one another, learning to value one another. See how you got that family picture in the background? Seeing the bigger picture of a particular situation. Trusting your intuition to guide you. Through the changes. So if any of you experienced a random, sudden change, you need to understand that it was divine intervention. They were protecting you from something. 8 and a 6. 68. That's what this card was about. 68. On a microcosm level, I feel like somebody could be revealing some sort of an attachment here. I feel like you may have somebody who is very angry, have anger in their heart. This is somebody who lacks empathy, somebody who's very stubborn, somebody who does something on a routine basis, such as I spying, evil eyeing. They could be shut down. See that the fox sleeping, some sort of a plan could have been shut down because divine intervention stepped in. See how she's got one eye covered? See that, just one eye. Something about that eyeball. See how this person's got both of her eyeballs are open along with her third eye. Somebody is seeing something very clearly, times 3. Through all 3 of their eyes. Their 2 regular eyes and their third eye. And you have them here, right? This is all about the eclipse. The moon in Leo. The eclipse that happened on the 12th. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened to me. I don't know if I said this yesterday, but I felt the pull in my crown chakra. Like I really got really dizzy, and I'm like, I kind of like was like really lightheaded all of a sudden, and I got really energized, like so energetic, like I drank 3 pots of coffee in an hour. But I did it. I only had a couple cups, and it was way early in the morning. So yeah, that's a little bit about what happened to me. So yeah, so somebody, this is like the antichrist. This is somebody, because it's the, like they said, the crown chakra. Somebody who's hard, somebody who lacks empathy, lacks compassion. Somebody could be breaking a generational curse here. Clarify the Hierophant with this small lady. Yeah, 3 of Swords. Injustice. So well, there's the Master number 11 with the 3 of Swords. So somebody could be heartbroken. Somebody could be in a bit of despair. Somebody could, the Justice card. Somebody needs to find balance between their head and their heart. So we have 811 or 11 with the Master number 8. We also have 88 here. 111. So it's about to be served. Something about the power of 3 coming through here. Where the whole world is going to, like justice is about to be served, and I feel like justice is about to be served for the kids. For everything like human trafficking and all the injustices that's been done on the children with these beastie individuals, with the reptilians, yep. That's about to be served. 5 is significant. Give me more about the King of Cups with Fatima. Yep. 6 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, this person is toxic. This person is very, very toxic. With the 6 of Swords in reverse, this is somebody who has very poisonous and toxic emotions. This is somebody who's very religious. I don't know why. I just seen the image and I see it in my third eye. I don't even want to know why I seen it. 911 could be significant. That's emergency number, right? Emergency broadcast system could be significant. Somebody could be going to the emergency room for heart problems. Give me the strength card with take a nap. So definitely take a step back. Look, King of Swords. So we have 2 kings here. The King of Swords in upright position talks about an awakening. So you definitely have, with the Strength card in reverse, this is somebody who's a control freak. This is somebody who, this could be talking about an authority figure, a religious authority figure. Definitely Libra energy coming through here. Very, very strong. This is somebody, it could be like somebody who is a government official of some sort. Government official, a cop, judge, whatever. But some sort of an authority figure. Look at the lions. Something about them lions, right? The lions. So the King of Swords is somebody who has authority and power. Somebody is a control freak. Somebody could be losing control. Somebody could be losing their authority. This is somebody who has a God complex. 10 of Coins with higher power. And Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords talks about, you know, he's moving to the right. So definitely moving forward. The Knight of Swords talks about somebody who is always coming in looking for a fight, right? Always looking for the fight. I'm wrong, you're right. Like the judgment. Always has to dispute somebody. The Knight of Swords is that know-it-all energy. I know everything. I have authority over you. This is somebody who feels that they have authority over you. This is also somebody who, like I said, has a God complex. And they're upset and angry because they can't control you. This could be somebody who's losing control, losing their power. 9 of Cups. 2 of Swords. Another 11. Somebody's magic backfired. That's why they're getting put to sleep. Their gifts could be getting shut down. Somebody could have did the evil eye on you, and it could have backfired. Alrighty, enough to chat. Let's get moving here. This reading took a freaking turn. They could have did something against a chosen one. Because we have higher power. Somebody is protected. Somebody who has prophetic abilities. See the wings? Somebody who could be earth angel material. Transcendent. Rise above, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given with the universe. So they could have tried to choke you out, your throat chakra, right? Try to choke out your throat chakra to keep you from speaking your truth. Because they know that your truth, you're going to leave a legacy. You're here to walk the path less traveled. And when you do that, you're going to leave a legacy behind because you have prophetic abilities. So you could have already prophesied this. Like I said, the Fatima prophecy on a global level. You're being risen up. Like I'm telling you, your consciousness into the Christ consciousness, the I know energy. Activating that crown chakra. Trusting your higher self. It's like changing the battery in your hearing aid. And it getting louder and louder and louder. See how she's holding that cup of love? Why? Because she's on the quest. She has been on the quest, because the Nine of Cups is about finding everything within you. Wish being granted. It also talks about mastering something on your spiritual quest. Connecting with Archangel Gabriel. Because the Eight of Cups talks about somebody who walks off, leaves everything behind in search of something, in search for the meaning of life. And the only way to find your true self is to go on that journey. Telling you, communication. Get weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. Peaceful warrior. Mercury, that's all about the throat chakra. And Joan of Arc. Speak your voice of truth. I'm telling you. Somebody has a prophetic ability. And you had these people, especially two men, who was trying to shut down somebody's throat chakra because they did not want somebody to speak the truth, because they knew they had prophetic ability. They knew that they were connected to a higher power. So I'm talking to my wounded warriors. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for helping me stand my ground with peace. My wounded warrior. Chiron retrograde in Taurus. Something is about to bring in money. Because you've been doing something on a routine basis by speaking your truth, opening your up, trying to awaken the sleepers. And through you to awaken the sleepers, you've experienced a lot of backlash, a lot of judgment. And I was just talking to my friend about this. The old structure and paradigm is crumbling. The old routine, the old control mechanism is crumbling. This so that we can find peace in the world. Look, Freya. There's a beginning with every ending. Illusions are being revealed and released. The religious illusions is being revealed and released. The old structure is crumbling. And a new life on earth is about to happen. It's coming, guys. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's coming. I can't cram it down your throat unless you want to open your eyes to see and your ears to hear. So if you've not watched them videos, All Snakes Died Down, and the video about Anubis, the weighing of humanity's hearts, I recommend that you go watch them, because we're in that time frame. The waking of humanity's hearts is happening. Your heart better, the feather better be heavier than your heart. Because right now, I see a lot of anger, a lot of wrath, a lot of envy. The beast will have a foothold.